All right. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear. And hey, if this is your first time checking out the show, glad to have you here. This is the place by the Chilihead community for the Chilihead community, regardless of your spice tolerance. This is the place for you. Hey, up tonight, we have a great show going. We have two sauces on deck. We have the return of a phenomenal guest that I can't wait to dive back into deeper conversation with, as well as, hey, we've brought back the sauce gauntlet. So episode number 23 starts now. All right. Hey, welcome. Glad everyone's here. I've seen the chat's already going wild. I'm loving it. Glad everyone's in there. Hey, up tonight we have two sauces from Homestead Hot Sauce. We have the Santa Fe Grande and the Inferno sauce getting their official swear word rating here tonight, as well as we have the legendary Johnny Scoville back as a guest. So can't wait to dive into further conversations, picking up where we left off, as well as getting some scoops on other things that are happening in his world. So, hey, as far as I had mentioned as well, we brought back the gauntlet, and we've made some minor tweaks to the overall gauntlet's sauce lineup here tonight. So, you know, there'll be some familiar faces, but all in all, it should be a great time. Looking forward to that. Hey, if this is your first time checking out the show, by all means, please give us a like, subscribe, follow, all the things, you know. It really helps the channel grow. Ultimately, we're trying to get in front of more chili heads and have this, you know, really be what it can be, and a great place for everyone to come here and have fun. So, hey, let's go ahead and jump on into Hot or Not. All right, welcome back in. We have, let's see here. Yep, there we go. We have first sauce up is going to be the Santa Fe Grande from Homestead Hot Sauce. So let me go ahead and get this one opened up. I will say it is not perforated, but not a big deal. I like to use my knife anyways. So let's see here. I love what they did with the decorative top on the overall seal. Great color on the sauce. From what I can see here, it's you know, it's a little bit on the runnier side, but it does look like they have as far as some bits in there, so it shouldn't be a thin sauce by any means. Take off the flow restrictor for the sake of the pour, and let's get on in here. Man, that is a phenomenal tasting sauce. All in all, let's talk about heat. First and foremost, this is a very beginner-friendly sauce. If you are new to the sauce game, or maybe it's a night that you're looking for that pepper flavor, that great overall hot sauce taste, but you're not wanting to really scorch your taste buds, this is a phenomenal one. I can see myself demolishing this on some burritos, some tacos, you name it, I'm going to town on it. All in all, phenomenal versatility. Let me get some stuff jotted down here. Once again, if you're a chili head, this is going to be a very mild sauce. You're going to be able to pick up the amazing notes of the peppers, the tomatoes, etc., the onion. You're going to be able to pick up all these other things that are going on. It's going to be a great accent and a great pairing to your overall dish. So let's get this here down for heat. Aroma, once again, very fresh, very light on the nostrils. It's giving you this nice little aroma dance, if you will, rolling around in the nose. It's got a phenomenal aroma. So let me get this jotted down as well. And hey, if I forgot to mention, if you're new to the overall Hot or Not segment and the Swear Word Show, I don't do a 1 to 10 here. I do a 1 to 5. So what I'll do is I'll rank those out of 5 different categories. Those categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, burn. And with that, I take those, add them all up, divide them by 5, and then gets to the sauce, its total swear word rating. So, and if you're hearing it and you're like, wait, he just said heat, but he also said burn. Aren't those the same thing? I view those totally different. So heat was what I view as the initial punch of what you're getting right off the rip, letting you know the sauce is there and how it's ready to party. Burn is where it hits you, where it lingers, and how it lingers. And that's how I differentiate the two. So let's get that there. And flavor. Once again, that was a great flavor on this sauce. And burn. Overall, on the burn on this one, you're not really picking up too much in the sense of a burn. You get a little bit of a tingle on the tip of the tongue, a little bit on the lips, but all in all, it's going to be very friendly if you are new to the sauce game and you're really trying to build that tolerance. Or once again, if you're a chilihead and you're just looking for something to add some great flavor to your overall food and you want that pepper taste, this is definitely a great sauce for you to go ahead and grab. So let me grab this here, put that down, and we shall hand this off. All right, so while Jeff gets that input, I'm going to go ahead and read off the ingredients. And we're going to dive on into this lineup. So first and foremost, let's see here. This is tomatoes, vinegar, Santa Fe Grande peppers, garlic, and salt. So you're definitely picking up the tomatoes. You're definitely picking up the peppers, and it's the garlic that's really it's that third note that's just trailing and be in the back. So right off the rip, you're getting the tomato, you're getting the Santa Fe pepper. They did a great job. So on here it says made in small batches to ensure the fresh ingredients and bold flavor for an unforgettable hot sauce experience. And I will definitely say they have done just that. So let's see here. We have the heat coming in at 2.3, the aroma at 3.79, the flavor coming in at 3.89, and the versatility coming in at 4.15, the burn coming in at 2.3 for a total swear word rating of 3.28. So all in all, great sauce. We'll go ahead and dive on into the Inferno. So Jeff, can I get... Once again, great color on this sauce. Still about the same in consistency. So we'll get into this one. Like the still the same decorative top to the overall cap. Like the presentation that they're doing here. That's something else I didn't really dive into, but it is gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, trans fat free, and vegetarian. So I've noticed that is on all 4 of the sauces that I have. Obviously we're reviewing 2 today, but let's dive on into Inferno. Let's take off the restrictor. All right. Good old healthy pour. Wow. That's got a great flavor too. Completely different profile going on here. I'm very interested to find out as far as the overall pepper source that's in this. This one is a lot more savory. It's got that almost that umami experience right off the top. I'm loving that. And the From an aroma standpoint, I would say the aroma is pretty much on par with the Santa Fe Grande. So let me jot some stuff down here. Overall heat on this one, if you're new to the sauce game, you're not going to be completely burned up by this. I would say this is probably, I would say this is just a notch hotter than the Santa Fe Grande. So all in all, definitely, this would still be, if you're starting out, very friendly for you, as well as if you are a chili head, you're still going to find an amazing flavor bomb going on here. You're going to be able to pick up the overall pepper taste. You're going to feel it is a little bit more on the tongue, say on the front and mid part of the tongue, if you will, on this sauce, as to where the other one was mostly just gravitating towards the tip of the tongue. So let me jot some stuff down here. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Overall burn, we'll say on this one, the burn is more gravitating towards the top of the mouth, but it's about midway through. So pretty much on par with kind of like where the initial burn was on the tongue, or the overall heat was on the tongue. The burn is just basically on the roof of the mouth, right in that same region. So let me go ahead and get the aroma down here before I get too carried away. And then versatility on this sauce. Once again, very versatile sauce. Can see myself using this on quite a few things, and actually using it up very fast in the process. So let me go ahead and get this on over to producer Jeff. All right, so while he's inputting that, we will go ahead and read off the ingredients. Get the cap out of the way. All right, there we go. So on this one, we have tomatoes, distilled vinegar, red inferno pepper, garlic, and salt. There's definitely there's something to say about a sauce that can deliver a phenomenal flavor and really make each ingredient sing whenever you're having a smaller list of ingredients in there. Not saying that if you have a whole bunch of ingredients in a sauce that it's bad. It's just there's a certain level of art that that goes into being able to use a very limited amount of ingredients. And so many people will, strive to try to do this, and it doesn't always work out that way. So kudos there. And links for everything for Homestead hot sauce will be down below. But let's go ahead and get this one on up. So heat on this one, as I had mentioned, it's just maybe a little touch hotter, nothing too crazy. So heat coming in at 2.7. We have aroma at 3.89, flavor at 3.89, versatility at 4.0, and burn at 2.7, for a total swear word rating of 3.43. Hey, that's a very solid sauce on both the Santa Fe Grande and the Inferno. Highly recommend checking them out. We will have the links for Homestead hot sauce down below, as well as if you're checking it out on Instagram for the promos, we'll already have those tagged to the most recent post. So check them out there, and let's go ahead and get on over to the interview. Hey, Johnny. How's it going?
Brandon, how are you, dude?
Oh, doing great. It's always a great day whenever you're graced with Johnny on the show. So glad to have you here.
Happy to be back. And as I was saying, I don't know where we were, but I had such a good time talking last time. It was great. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for having me. Now I'm outside. I've got some people in our home that we weren't expecting today, so I got some light, and I got a light in front of me, so I think we'll probably be all right. But so
Okay.
just kind of explaining the situation.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Speaking of being outside, I mean, this is a great time to go ahead and mention. I saw that you were pretty busy this not too long ago, actually, building a pergola, or what is that? An overall covering?
Here's the deal. It's yeah, that's the name of it. But what we've decided was that we're going to treat it like what's that Cumberbatch dude, the actor
No.
Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch. Every time
Yep.
they say his name, they're saying it different. They're butchering it somehow. So today it
Yeah.
was a gondola. It was a Palermo yesterday. Every day I mention it, I'm going to call it something different, a gondola. But today it is what it is. But it's actually a nice little structure. So it's kind of a neat thing. I
Very
dig it.
nice. Yeah, I can't even imagine what putting one of those together is like. It's probably not the most enjoyable thing to do. I have a playground set that I'm thankful I don't have to actually put together. Apparently, someone's going to come out and put it together for us. It's just a matter of making sure there is an even flat plane for it to go on. So be doing a
There
little
was
bit
an
of leveling.
astonishing number of extra parts. That was a little concerning. Lots of bolts and screws. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But fortunately, no extra wood. It was just a lot of extra bolts and stuff. So how have you been, Brandon? What's going on, man?
Man, it's been flying by. Last time you were on here was episode 17, and we're already at 23. And you happen to land on two numbers that I think are they stand out to me, and numbers kind of speak to me in a certain way, if you will. And both of those
I'm a number
numbers
guy.
ring to me. So
Sure.
that was pretty cool that just naturally happened. But yeah, no, it's been great. I've been trying to get some get some more stuff added and updated, and I got a whole bunch of stuff in the works for the show, but it's a matter of figuring out when and how to implement them. So yeah.
Yep.
What about you? I know that you have quite a few things that are in the pipeline right now. I know there
doing
might be
some
some that you
commercial-
can talk about, some you can't really talk about, but
Yeah, there's doing some commercials for Church's Chicken, which is going to be kind of cool. So that's fun. That was the company that I wasn't allowed to talk about for a while, but now I kind of can. So then I'm doing a book deal. I'm leaving either Friday or Saturday this week to go to a place, a secluded place, buy my onesie where there's no distractions, where I can knock this book out. So I have that going on, and I've got. I don't know if I should even talk about it. I'll tell you what, I got a spinoff. When we did the first show, I went to one of the producers. I had an idea for a show and told him, and he liked it. And now there's a couple different production companies, both kind of interested in this. So so there's a lot of wicked cool stuff going on. And I feel very blessed and fortunate that this is happening.
very nice.
So, lots
Yeah,
of cool stuff.
that's super awesome. I mean, it's once again counting our blessings and staying with eyes and ears open at all times to see when the next one's gonna come around. So that's awesome, and look forward to being able to catch not only the book but the commercials,
The book is
etc.
going to be terrible. It really is. But, well, you know what it is? It's about redemption. You know what I mean? So the only way you can tell, if I was a choir boy and all of a sudden I'm doing well, that's not such a redemption story. So the only way a redemption story is really a redemption story is if you share the gritty. So there's going to be a lot of terrible things, but that's not what I am now. So
Yep.
That's interesting. There's so much weird stuff going on right now. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's hard to keep track of it all, to be honest with you. But I'm having a good time. So I don't. Did I have an agent the last time we talked?
I think you had mentioned. I can't remember if you
got an
mentioned that you were
agent.
looking for one or if you got one. But
I have one. I have an agent. She's absolutely spectacular. I'm super excited. There's a kind of an element of comfort that comes with that. This is a person who knows what they're doing in an area where I am so like the camera goes on and listen, I can do this, but everything else, like the business end of it, I'm sort of lost. So it's been very comforting and sort of relieving to have that. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. I mean, and that also gives you the chance to let your creative juices continue to flow and not be bogged down by like juggling 10 or 15 different things that aren't really conducive to you, stay in that same creative mindset. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah. It does give me a chance to focus, not focusing on what I'm good at, but not worrying about stuff that I'm really not good at. I mean, I just don't. I get emails like every single day, and I'm not exaggerating. Every day I get these emails from these companies that want me to do collabs with them, and I don't know what. So now I just say I'm going to forward you to my agent. And I just forward it, and then she calls me back and goes, "This is a good one, or this is a bad one." And these guys are a joke; they're not real, or they're legit, they're not. And so it's been super helpful and very grounding. So, it's been very comforting, actually. Yeah. No complaints.
That's super cool. So, okay. Well, then on that same note, we talked about it towards the end of the last episode, really kind of diving back into the Chase the Heat sauce. I know you had mentioned that there's some new products that are potentially on the way, is what you mentioned on the last show. But from a sauce standpoint, I know currently on y'all's website you're sold out. But is that something that y'all are firing back up here soon? Is there going to be some new sauces coming, or?
It's a combination of what we've done is we've gone through I think we have 6 sauces in the lineup. I've gone through and I've picked like my 2 favorite. The 2 favorite, that not just the ones that I like the most, but the ones that have performed the best and people like the most. And you can tell what people like the most because that's what people buy. And then what we're doing is we're going to be adding 3 new ones, completely different sauce profiles and really neat. And that's what we've been working on. There's a bunch of things we've been working on. There's a lot of things, so it's really, I'm getting pulled in 100 different directions, and not being in Fort Mill makes things challenging. It's like when I first started my working relationship with Foy, I was living in Reno and he was in Fort Mill. So we'd ship a lot of stuff back and forth to each other. And now I'm in a situation where we're kind of back there again. I wonder if I should go over to the table over there with a light. We're going to keep talking. I'm going to do this on the fly. I can do it.
Yeah. No worries. Okay. Well, so then what I'll do is I'll ask you a question. That way you'll have enough time to move around and do as you need. But all in all, as this process gets going, I know you mentioned that there's gonna be a lot of back and forth of moving stuff, but is there going to, from a creative standpoint, is that something that you look for ingredients and or peppers that you don't necessarily see in sauces that you want to incorporate, or what does that creative process look like?
That's a great question. You know what? We try to. It's funny. I try to combine what I like, and we're always trying to find what's not being done a lot, like what hasn't really been like what people are not, what aren't they focusing on. So that's part of it. And then look, we've had a couple of sauces where we had we pick certain. You'll use things like black garlic, because it looks great on a label. It's one of those cool ingredients that have gotten big as of late. So there's always an element of that, trying to do things that are going to catch on and be attractive for the consumer. But ultimately it comes down to this: I want to do sauces that I like. I don't want to just sell stuff. That's never been my look. If you just look at the channel and realize that I've never done paid, really haven't done any of that. So I mean, I'm really careful with. I want to make sure what we're doing is what I'm really behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the focus. And then David Foy is really brilliant. He's, I tell him what I want. I tell him what I'm looking for in my head, and he's able to take what I want and kind of make it happen. And then it's just a process of kind of honing it in. Like with Penango, it took 13 or 14 versions before we got it right, which is astonishing to me because I'm wearing a Hellfire shirt. Merle, one of his, I think his number 1 selling sauce, he never made it. He told me this because I said to him, how many versions did it take? Because I was curious, because it took us forever.
Yeah.
And I said, how many versions? He said, you're not going to believe it. I said, don't tell me you did it the first time. He said, how about this? I never made it. I said, I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
He said, we were going to the co-packer to drop some stuff off for, and he said he had an idea, sat down at the table after breakfast and just wrote out this recipe, walked in and said, hey, we make this. untouched, unchanged, never made it, just wrote it down. That guy's a genius. So I'm good at what I'm good at, and I'm not good at what I'm not good at. But I'm getting to the point where I'm able to know those things. So I don't try to focus on stuff that I don't excel at.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And I mean, to touch on the channel aspect, I was looking through it today, and my memory might be slightly off on the number, but looking through it on your hot sauce review channel side, just alone, 968, I think, is what the number was, reviews. And I'm just like, wow, okay. So it's just like half of these, and I've heard you say it recently too. It's like half of these you remember, but you don't remember so much as if it was just yesterday, if you will. So I know you're going back through it. I could only imagine that almost 1,000 deep at this point, and that's just the ones that are in there. I'm sure there's other sauce reviews in some of the other videos that aren't quite categorized under that because they more fit a different, whether it be a live stream, etc. And so, it's definitely got to be helping you on the creative side of being able to envision and know what you want to see in a sauce.
Well, it's really funny. I've had sauces that I don't want to make a sauce. Like there's certain sauces I just love, and I don't want to make one too close to that. I don't want to knock off a sauce. You know what I mean? But I certainly have had sauces where I'm like, okay, that's a flavor profile that we need to sort of move, kind of play with. But yeah, it's been amazing. It's and I'm not sure if I'm even the best reviewer when you think about it, because I like almost everything. There's very little I don't like. I mean, I like everything. I like liver. I mean, when I was a little kid, I just like everything.
Oh, I have not been able to get into liver. I know I've seen my dad eat liver, and it's
what the key to liver is, Brandon?
What's
you got to cut really thin and fry it up. If it's too thick, when you start chewing it up, something weird happens with the consistency in your mouth, and you want to get rid of it. If you cut it thin, it's really, really good.
Okay, I'll have to retry it again here soon. Then
you know what sauce I didn't like? I was trying to think of this the other day. I couldn't remember it. Truff.
Oh,
the truff.
Yeah.
I don't mean to badmouth a sauce, but here's why I was so disappointed with that sauce. I don't think I ever wanted to like a sauce more than I wanted to like that one.
Uh-huh.
I love truffles. And I hadn't had truffles in a long time. When I tried that sauce, I was just devastated. I didn't like it at all, not even a little bit. And then I tried a series of other truffle sauces. I was like, I heard someone say once, every 7 years your body changes. I thought, well, my body changed and I don't like truffles anymore. And then I tried a sauce that was properly balanced, and it blew me away again. And now I'm in love with truffle. I have a jar of truffles in my fridge. I think most of the truffle companies they're not doing it right. They're just overdoing it with truffles. It's like, and even if you're a fan of truffles, at some point you're like, I'm tapping out. It's like it's too much.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's one of those ingredients as well that like we see it a lot mentioned, whether that be at restaurants or in products in general. But as the everyday consumer, definitely an everyday American consumer, that's not a product you see very often or see in the
saffron.
Purity.
It's like saffron, something very weird, like an obscure ingredient.
Yeah,
but you're exactly right. You're 100% right.
So I mean, that part kind of just skews it, and it comes down to the overall person producing it. It's probably like, they don't know what the real thing tastes like anyways, so let's just roll it.
Right.
So. But that's for a whole nother thing. You know what?
In fact, I've almost said I said to Foy, we should make a truff sauce and do it right and show people how to do it. They just haven't done it yet. And that is not one of the three that were the new ones rolling out. So.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard so many mixed things on that I honestly, I haven't even tried that one yet. I've seen it so many times. I've even seen a bottle open at, get together, and I was like, I'll try it this time.
I hope you love it. I don't want you to be tainted by what I said. But.
Well, I've just heard so many things about it just in general across the board that I'm like, I'm not really like rushing to go try this. I don't want to know what I don't want to know, right? So
it's like the Vegemite of hot sauces. You're going to like it or you're going to hate it, but there isn't a whole lot in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's something to be said about that as well, though. So I mean, you're focused in on who you want to, focus in on as a consumer. And
Well, they're killing it. They're selling tons of it. So obviously they're doing something right.
well, they're doing
People
a
are
great
buying it.
job marketing it. I'll tell you that. They do a phenomenal job marketing that sauce.
I
So,
wonder how many are repeat buyers, though.
yeah.
I wonder. So Dave's Insanity Sauce. I mean, half the country's bought a bottle of that, but you buy a bottle of that, and you don't buy another. And then when after you've used it once, you bring it to the office and put it in the break
Yep.
room at the office. What happens?
Yep. Yep. No, that definitely makes perfect sense. Well, all right. So then from the channel perspective, because I know since the last time you're on here, you were trying something new, and you said that you were going to go full YouTuber and do it as you should, if you will. How did that turn out for you? How was that experience? What was the uptick? I want to know
Here's the deal. They say the most uncomfortable thing in the world becomes comfortable if you do it enough.
Yeah.
Saying hit that like button, like, comment, subscribe, never got to the point where I did it for a week. I did it in every video. And you know what? I didn't see a change at all in people subscribing. I don't want to sound like a YouTuber. I know it sounds terrible because I am, and I appreciate the platform. It's been good to me. But to say smash that like button or just some of the things, I just can't. I don't want to be that guy. So I've done away with that. I'm just going back to being me. The one thing I've added in the last month is I have a crazy cat, a really cool cat, and I've been doing these little shorts, like 15-second shorts. And I remember, like, years ago, my son said, "Dad, you got to do shorts." I'm like, "I don't want to do shorts. They're silly. They're stupid." He goes, "You got to." I don't want to. And that cat right there has had more views in the last 35 days than I've had. She's a great animal. She almost caught a bird yesterday. She came this close to snagging a bird right there, and I got it on video. It was amazing. But so that's, and so I'm kind of changing that way. But here's the thing. I picked up, 250 new followers because of that creature right there.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm just having fun. There's no rules to my channel. I'm just, I have no idea where we're going. I sort of do, but not really. I mean, the things that are going on right now are likely to bring on some just epic change that is going to, require me operating the channel differently. Yeah. I don't see stopping it because it's critically important to me. It's like I built this. Everybody that's watched the channel built it for me. They did. But I've been at the helm for 8 years now, the better part of a decade, and it's my baby. Yeah. So I'm never going to get to the point where I just stop making videos for YouTube. That would be stupid. Never going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
well, the solar eclipse, I almost forgot it, and that's what made me laugh because everyone was making the biggest deal about it. Of course, it was a great thing. I actually enjoyed, being able to kick off the glasses and watch it, and I got some good photos and all the above. But I know you were live streaming it, so what was your take on it?
First of all, I got sold a bill of goods. Here's what happened. It started about 2 weeks ago because there was a thing in Tucson News that we weren't going to get a good view of it. And I'm like, I don't care. It's no big deal. I'm an old dude. I've seen a few eclipses. It's not like my first one. And then, like, literally 2 days before, they're like, hang on, we're going to get a great view. And they were saying one of the best places in the country is going to be Tucson. So I'm like, you got to be joking me. It's going to roll right over my home. We're going to live stream this thing. So we had the gondola thing set up, and my brother and I were out there sitting down, and I'm looking, and I was, I made the mistake of reading about it. It's supposed to take 4.5 hours altogether, or 2.5 hours altogether. But that thing right there on the screen was supposed to be 4 minutes and 28 seconds. And, listen, I've been through one where everything got dark for a minute. It got weird. The wind picked up. It was a very bizarre thing. I sat there, and it was just like, it was the eclipse that didn't happen. I'm sure if I had glasses and looked up, I would see some action, but you got to really block the sun a lot for people walking around on Earth to notice it. I mean, if you just do a partial eclipse, most people wouldn't even know it's happening. Yeah. But it was disappointing. It was fun. It was fun because we laughed, and I felt like a donkey for a while, and everybody got a good laugh out of it. So it was a fun reason to sit in front of the camera, but it was a disappointment. I won't be around for the next one. I mean, it's 40 years from now or 20 years from now.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to look it up. I'm not too certain.
A lot of miles on this engine. I don't know if I got 20 years in me.
Hey, they're making so many crazy advancements. Who knows? Who knows? But then that brings into a whole nother talk of things that, while it sounds great, is it really great? That's like
I
you
tell you
don't.
what, I saw something so spooky, Brandon, where they're cheating death. They're saying that they can get you to the point now where when you die, they're trying to hook you up to a,
Yep. Download your consciousness, if you will. Yep. I've seen that as
you,
well.
here's my deal, man. The minute you think you can start cheating God, the game's going to end in a hurry because
Yep.
there ain't no cheating God. There
Yep.
just isn't.
No, I definitely
Spooky
agree
stuff.
that.
What a crazy time, man. I tell you what, if you look around, there's like earthquakes and swarms of stuff going on. It's a strange time right now. No two ways about it.
Yeah. No, definitely. The speaking of that drink, I have actually seen you a few times with it. The ES power drink. So I guess I know you've had more than just this one. What's the other flavors that you've had? And I know you mentioned it's Trinidad Maruga, correct?
Yep, Scorpion here. It's wonderful. My sister and my brother both love this. They have three flavors. There's citrus, which I like a lot. There's cherry cranberry, which not my thing. I don't like cherries, man. The cherries remind me of cough drops and just have a bad association. And this one is Mind Body Mango Mint. And it's just
That sounds
super
good.
yummy and great thirst quencher. It's not that hot. It's like if you've had a spicy V8, it's a little bit more spicy than a spicy V8. But
Okay.
it's just, I think somebody who's not a chili could drink one of those. I don't think they'd be risking cramps. I mean, the burn
Okay.
goes away very, but the flavor is amazing.
Very nice. Yeah, I noticed you've been hammering those back while you're getting a good workout in. Man, you're really just going to town on those. Whether that be the bike or the overall. Like I don't know
I'm
what the name
lost.
of
It's
it
really
is.
weird. I'm not going to mention the name. It's a funny thing. When I first started doing it, I lost like 15 pounds really quick. Just weight fell off. It was great. And then they sent that was just on the bike. But then
Yep.
they sent me this. It looks like a total gym. The same thing
Yeah.
that Chuck Norris, but just a knockoff, Chinese knockoff. But it's a great unit. I mean, it's cheap and it's amazing. But
Yeah.
since I started doing that, I literally put all the 15 pounds that I took off back on. Like every single pound that I lost is back on, but my waist is still the same. I guess I'm putting muscle on some other places, but I feel great. This is a great. I'm doing a bunch of really good things. I'm drinking this, which is wonderful, but I'm eating. David Foy from Blazin Foods has a new product that I'll be doing a video on it very soon. It's a keto-friendly snack.
Okay.
They're protein balls. And the amount of protein in these things are so ridiculous. It's just like pure protein. And I got bags of them, and I've been eating a lot of protein. And I'm not a young guy. I know that they say that the older you get, the harder it is to put on muscle and get in shape. And I think if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah. I feel like as with most things, the battle is mostly in your own mind. And once you can
Sure.
convince your mind that you're doing whatever you're doing, it's over.
Yeah, the hardest part of working out is putting my sneakers on. Once I do that, I'm good to go. It's just putting those sneakers on is a nightmare, though.
Yep. Yep. Hey, well, real quick, I see that we have quite a few people jumping in the chat. Want to say thank y'all for jumping on in. If y'all have any questions for Johnny, by the way, fly them on over to us in the chat. Man, I'm getting a tongue twister there, but yeah, we'll definitely grab some questions before we get into the game. But so as far as the churches thing, when do you know when, or do we know publicly when this is going to potentially start coming out?
I got a couple commercials we'll be doing for TV, but I am doing in the next 30 days, next 15 days, you're going to see three. This is a paid ad. I mean, there's not like a normal commercial. I might probably at Church's Chicken, where I'll be doing 3 different spots for them, for YouTube and for Instagram. So that's kind of like the first of the commercials for them, and that'll happen all within the next week or two. And then the other commercials, I'm not sure, that's further down, but it's it's really kind of a cool thing how that came together because the commercials, they asked me for my ideas. So they're like, "What you got any crazy ideas?" And I gave them 8, and they're just it's bucket list stuff. It's stuff that would cost them. If you did all 8 of them, it's going to cost $1 million on their end just to get me to do. They're just super crazy stunts and just bucket list things that I've always kind of wanted to do that couldn't. So if they do all this, I mean, it's just. But here's the thing: that's why I'm working out. I'm not getting any younger. They need to start getting on these things. None of these are really easy. None of them are sitting down at a table eating one of their products. Every one of them is a stunt of some sort. So I kind of, clock's ticking. Not getting
Very
any
nice. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to checking those out and seeing what those the stunts are, and being wowed just like everyone else. So looking forward to it. We got pod season coming up. I mean, I guess technically it's already kind of here, if you will, to some level. But I'm super amped up. I know the other day I ended up pulling all the bags that I had of frozen pods out of my freezer, let them get to room temperature, and then smoked them, and then turned them into powder. So I got a little over 42 ounces of smoked super hot pepper powder.
That's
so
a lot of powder. You gonna sell it? I mean, that's a lifetime of powder, dude. You can never.
So I've never. We were talking about last time. I had just tried tincture, so I'm gonna try my hand at just making a tincture off of that. And if it's a bust, then it's a bust. But hey, it's all from pods that I grew, and it'll be a fun experience. But I'm going with announced here first because I've only told one other person. I'm going with since it's smoked, I'm going to go with a light vanilla, so a smoked vanilla.
Nice. Be lovely.
Which tincture is that one?
This is from Tom Broom. It's his Omega tincture.
Okay. Very nice.
50% more powder.
All right. Now
aged 24 months.
This is not to the same caliber, and it's almost gone. This is this flows with me everywhere now. I grab a bottle, if you will. This happens to be I'm blanking on his last name right now, but Tony, and this is his Boston Eclair, and it is
Boston Eclair.
Yeah, it tastes just like it. So I'm gonna get just a little bit, and we'll
so sweet, kind of creamy, and all chocolatey. Or wow, I'm really going in for more. That's my guy right there. That sounds so good.
Overall, phenomenal stuff. It makes you salivate so much because of the flavoring coming from it. It is like you just bit down and you had the you're getting that chocolate topping with the nice cream. Oh,
you know what's really funny? This is just Omega. This just tastes like pepper.
Wow.
Sometimes I really like the flavored drops. Sometimes I'm a purist and I want just pepper, but every once in a while I really go for some flavored ones. I've had a couple of vanilla ones that were great. You know what makes some of the best tinctures I've ever had? I think we may have talked about this. Jay's Small Batch Hot Sauce. I don't know if we did.
I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar.
I got an itch I can't get. You get him. He's a mixologist, and he makes his tinctures aren't, they aren't like this. They're super flavorful, but they're made for like drinks, like to put in iced tea or something. Like he has a balsamic tincture.
Oh, wow.
His tinctures are so good. You try them. They're amazing. And they're a great tincture for anybody who's kind of like, you know what? That tincture thing sounds pretty cool. If you're thinking about, you want to try it, it's a great starting point. Good gateway tincture because it's not going to hurt you and it's just addictive. Really, really yummy. Very
nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That sounds super amazing. And I've been really getting into so we had some chug competitions, if you will, going on. So I've been getting into, spicing up my drinks, and man, it is phenomenal. Doing a little bit, doing a Robbie or two in a coffee is great. But like a spicy lemonade so far has been the most addictive thing to me. I could go for one any time of the day.
Well, you know what? There's a bunch of places that make lemon flavored tincture. If you get lemon tincture and you drop it in a lemonade or iced tea, better yet, little lemon tincture in an iced tea, forget about it. But man, they're amazing. They're so Here's the funny thing: there's so much. I mean, it's not just peppers or sauce. There's powder, flakes, tincture. There's you name it. It's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a good time to be a chili head, man. It's a
that's
fact.
awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm loving it. So glad I started to dive into that. Well, for the longest time, I just looked at it and was like, nah, not for me. Nah, not for me. But tinctures they're phenomenal. Love them.
Oh, they are. You know what? They taste great, but they're also a phenomenal way to build your tolerance, man.
Yep.
The burn is quick and it's over. But here's the thing that people don't understand, and very few people really comprehend this. You can have a tolerance for pods and have no tolerance for hot sauce. You can have a ripping tolerance for hot sauce and get destroyed by a jalapeno. Tolerances are different for everything. You can have a high tolerance. Like I know people have a super high tolerance, like Tom Broom, spooky high tolerance for tincture. Not so good with peppers. Not as good with peppers. So just because you have a high tolerance with one thing doesn't mean it's going to carry over into another product with this that also has capsaicin. They're very, very different. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. No, definitely. And it speaks to the potential issues that people have of like a nemesis product in general. And it's just certain things have certain people's numbers. And,
I wonder sometimes though how often a nemesis product is in our head. Have you ever heard the Garcia effect? The Garcia effect is if you eat a food, it's food poisoning, and you're like, the hell with that. I'll never eat that again. It's called the
yeah,
Garcia effect. I wonder sometimes if people don't have that reaction with something hot. They eat something that just destroys them and think, my nemesis. They don't, unless that does it to you a lot, it's really not your nemesis. Like I have a friend who can eat reapers,
uh-huh.
put reapers away, but a ghost pepper puts them on the floor. Ghost pepper. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but that's happened to this person for a decade. So that tells me that's a real nemesis. But I think you've got to go back and make sure that that's how it treats you to know that if it's really your nemesis or not. Like
Yeah.
the amnesia pepper is a crazy pepper. That's got a very abnormally long burn, in my opinion. I've had amnesias from different growers. They tend to, like a normal pod, well, I don't care how hot it is going to burn me from somewhere between from baseline to peak back to baseline between 7 and 15 minutes for a screaming hot one. And I'm telling you, every time I eat an amnesia pepper, it's lingering at 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, it's still kind of lingering. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I don't know if that's a nemesis thing or if that's just a characteristic of that pepper. Have you experienced a longer burn with nemesis? Or,
So
not nemesis, amnesia, I mean.
I've only had 2 amnesia peppers, and the first one, I let it sit too long. It kind of got a little bit too squishy, and so I ate it, but I don't feel like it was as hot as it could have been.
Right.
Maybe it was, but ultimately it came down to the other one. It was hot, but it did linger. It did linger for a very long time. But as I had mentioned before, my biggest thing is overall mouth pain. Mouth tolerance is like my weakest part.
I loved how you did burn is different than heat. Thank you for doing that. That is spectacular because there's so much truth to that. There's that initial assault, what it's going to do to you, but then it's where, how, and the characteristic of the burn because that's all different.
Yeah.
That was beautiful that you did that. Thank you. That's a good
I appreciate that. Yeah, I know I've got a lot of questions that were asking, well, why do you do this and this and that? And I'm like, I did tie away from announcing why and how. And so I've been trying to stay very top of mind to make sure I identify the differences because,
You're doing good. I like it. Listen, you're a fun guy to watch.
I appreciate that. It means a lot. So we do have we have probably time for 1 or 2 questions, then we'll dive into the game because the game will be a little bit longer than the Keep 5 Cut 5. Let's see here. All right. Here we go from Midge. Johnny, can I give you a hug in Erie?
Man, if you don't, Midge, we're going to have a problem, bro.
There we go.
You'll get one back, my man. I can't wait.
All right.
Midge is a good. I dig Midge, man.
Yeah, he was on the show. Oh gosh, what was that? Episode 8, 7, something like that.
It was at the Scoville that rodeo thing we did. Wasn't that where it was?
No, no.
I know he's in it because I saw him.
Oh no, I'm saying on here is what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
On the swear word. He's been a
Okay. Is
guest.
he in the show as well? I thought he made it on the show as well.
Uh, Possibly. I don't remember actually. I'm trying to think.
Anyway, you got your hug, Midge. And you know what? Peppers are going to be around. Maybe we can eat a pepper together and film it. That would be ideal.
That would
I'd
be
love
awesome.
That would be.
That would be awesome. All right, let's see here. All things chili. All right, so I got a spice from Israel. I'm trying to recreate it because I'm almost out, but not coming close. Could you taste it and tell it the chili in it? Interesting.
Boy, all things chili. I'm an expert at eating them. I wouldn't be. Chances are, I would not be able to tell you for a couple of reasons. Number one, when it's in a product, it's difficult to kind of reverse engineer with just your taste buds. Secondly, Israel, they're going to have a different kind of the local products in Israel probably are not the same products that we have here in this country. So it would be very challenging. I might be able to give you an idea of what I think could be close to it, or you know what I mean, and help you. I would be happy to try, but that's kind of above my pay grade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish I could help you more. I wish I could help you more.
The soil and the growing conditions on that alone would completely be different than what we're used to here.
Everything factors in, and I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah,
it's true.
All right, let's see. Last one here, Johnny. What was the hottest thing you did for the show Superhot?
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks for being here. The 10 million Scoville tincture I did in the very first episode with Mighty Mustache was the hottest substance that I did on the show. But the hottest pepper that I ate on the show wasn't the 7 Pot Primo, and it wasn't the JP Piranha. It was the Omega Pod, but Tom didn't have enough powder to get it tested. It was a weird thing. Listen, they started that show, and it wasn't their fault. They didn't know. They're not chili heads. They started that show at the wicked wrong time of year, just the wrong time of year. It was the end of the season. So really, it is what it is. It kind of worked out. Because of the timing of the show, that sort of stuff happened. But so the hottest I had was the Omega Pod as far as pods.
Okay. All right. There we go. Omega Pod. Let's see here. I think as far as questions go, we better just hold off on that. That way we can make sure we have enough time allocated for the game. But let's jump on into some sauce bracket.
For this already.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So this is, if y'all are keeping track at home, this is the 4th iteration of the sauce gauntlet. So this is where, some of these, hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'll say it for you. That way no one else has to sit there and bombard you with questions later. This does not mean the sauce you're getting rid of is bad by any stretch. It's just somebody's got to move forward, and for the sake of this game here, they won in this game here. That's it.
So. I love the creativity of this. Bring it. Let's go.
All right. Let's unravel the first two. Boom. All right. So we have Death by Chocolate Primotali, and then we have Exoresco.
That's brutal.
Yep, I know. There's going to be quite a few.
We're going to keep the Death by Chocolate Primotali for a couple reasons. It's the only chocolate Primotali sauce I know of right now, and it goes to a great cause. But I love Exoresco. It's one of the great sauces. Oh, legendary sauce. That was a good
very, very tough battle there. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, Swampadelic, Thor.io. This is also a great one.
That's a tough one, but I'll take Swampadelic just because I really not listen. Thor is a beast of a sauce, but I've gone through a lot of Swampadelic, and I just really love that sauce. So I'd have to go with that.
Absolutely agree. I love both of those sauces.
Thought into this, bro. You put some thought into this.
Yep. There we go. And the next one, High Desert Sauce Company. We have the Hotter Adobe. And then we have your sauce. So this right here is about to see how far you will push your sauce forward. Also, this is the Painfully Scorpion.
I'm going to go with the High Desert Sauce Company with here because I love that sauce. I've had a lot of my Painfully Scorpion, and I like it. But as far as like, to be really honest, I'm just being really wicked honest. If you really have like a craving for Scorpion, that's a great sauce. But the hotter adobo is going to be more versatile. So I'm
Yep.
going to go with. I love that. We're going to go with that one.
Okay. I
was
put
great.
that in
It
there
was
and I
great.
mentioned that because the very first, I think it was actually the very first sauce gauntlet we rolled out. I had Midge on the show and I put a Swamp Thing on the lineup and it went the whole way. So
I love it.
it was great to watch. It was funny. All right. Next two, we have
Oh, that's a good one.
Pina Donata. And then Elijah's Regret or Extreme Regret.
I'm gonna go with Elijah's Extreme on this one. It's a great
Okay.
sauce. I like it. I've had a bunch of it. I got 3 bottles in the house right now. I really like that sauce. Taking nothing away from Sam's house.
I have actually, I don't think I've actually had the chance to try any of Elijah Extreme sauces yet. So that is on my bucket list of sauces to get down. So
It's good company.
let's see the next two.
All
Yep.
right.
We got Doomed. And then, of course, I had to put this one in here.
That's a tough choice. We're gonna go with Doomed. You know why? Because. We'll leave it at
Because,
that.
yep. And while we're unraveling this next one, I'll go ahead and I won't go into the full PSA that I was wanting to step on my own soapbox and do, but I'll save that for a time when it's a solo episode. But I just want everyone to know right now, we live in a beautiful country where you're allowed to have your own preferences and your own opinions on things, and that does not mean that we should be actively just seeking to make someone else's life a bad place to be and tearing people down. We should be pointing out the good things, but also highlighting the truth and facts of the matter. That is all I'll say.
Liars suck. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had that. Go ahead. Next.
All right. This is why I
funny.
chuckled earlier because you mentioned it and I was like, well, it's already on the list. So, and then we have Primo Army.
Tough one.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to go with First Blood just because I had it this morning and it is one of my favorite Italian dish sauces. It's so good on spaghetti or anything Italian. It really is. Like a meatball sub, forget about it. And I love Primo Army's great, but I'm going to go with First Blood here.
All
That was a
right.
good matchup.
And then I had to put an entry sauce on the list. So we have Cholula and then we have Fiery Fool. So this
Well,
is
you know what? I respect Cholula just because it has a really important place in the whole grand scheme of things with sauce. But I got to go with Fiery Fool. I got to. Just
All
a
right.
great sauce.
Absolutely agree. Let's get these. I think these are the last two. So from Angry Irishman.
Italian. It's such a good one.
And then we have Mikey V's Texas X's.
Boy, that's another good one. I got a lot of X's in Texas.
Yeah.
You know what? We just covered a great sauce for Italian with First Blood, so I'm going to go with Texas X's here.
All right.
Plus, I love Mikey V. Mikey V, and I love all of them, but Mikey V is a great guy. Dig
Yep.
Mikey V.
Texas X's is a very dangerous bottle in the sense that the second you open it, you just want to chug it.
Yeah, he has a bunch of products like that. You know what? Most of the people on this list have a bottle in their lineup just like that, where it's a problem. It's got like a 7-minute shelf life.
Yep. All right. Now it's starting to get really hard.
The round of 16.
Yep.
Yep.
We have 8 left. So we have, Death by Chocolate Primatali, and we have, Swampadelic. We have 2 very, very great contenders here.
I'm going to remove the philanthropic angle. We're just going to go with pure sauce. I just have such a thing for Swampadelic. I'm going to go with Swampadelic here. I just love. a long, long love affair with that sauce.
Yep. I will agree there. I don't think I've
Although I will
bought
tell
a
you,
single sauce more than Swampadelic.
oh, it's so good. One of the best sauces I've ever had on steak, because I don't like putting sauce on steak. Death by Chocolate Primatali was absolutely murder on a steak. It was so good. It was a 42-day aged steak. It was this thick. You can cut it with a fork. I had it with Tad and Kit, and that was one of the best sauces I've ever had on steak. So I should put that on the record.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So
Okay,
we
so
have
got your
hotter adobo and extreme regret.
I really like the hotter adobo. I'm going to go with that one. I really like it. It's a great sauce. I prefer that over the Reaper flavor.
Okay. There we go. And for all those that are playing at home, how are y'all matching up? Are you agreeing? You disagreeing? Let us know in the chat. But let's go ahead and we got Fiery Fool and Texas Exes.
Man, I'm just gonna go with Fiery Fool. I nothing away from Mikey V's. I love Hellfire, and Fiery Fool is a monster. It's such a great sauce.
There we go. All right, it's about to be, regardless. It's about to be a nice little showdown here from Hellfire.
This one might surprise people. I'm gonna go with First Blood. I'm not going with Doomed. I'm gonna go with First Blood.
There we go.
I think to me, in my personal life, First Blood's going to be a more versatile sauce than Doomed.
Yep. I'm not a big fan of extract sauces in general, but I would say that what they did with Doomed, they actually made it to where it's not completely just overridden by.
Oh, but I'll tell you what, though, it is a razor edge. I mean, they went right to the line. If you breathe a little bit of hot sauce in that, it's going to throw it over the edge. It's really right there. Like, it's one of the only sauces where I can smell the extract and don't hate the sauce. Because if I can smell the extract, I promise you I can taste it. And if I can taste it, I'm not going to like it. You can taste it in that sauce and it still works.
Yep.
It's amazing.
No, great job there. All right. Well,
nitty-gritty.
Yep. Do you want to go left or right first?
Let's go left.
All right. So we have Swampadelic versus Hotter Adobo.
I'm going to go Swampadelic, man. It's just like honestly, it's just been one of my favorite sauces for as long as I've had the channel, probably ever since he rolled it out, really. It's just been that good. All right. So on the other side, I'm going to go First Blood. I'm going to do it. That's it. It's a great sauce. It's super versatile. I mean, I like Fiery Fool a lot. I've emptied a bunch of bottles, but First Blood to me, I'm Italian. So First Blood, it's such a great sauce on like pizza. It's lovely. If you haven't tried it yet, try it. I'll tell you what though, if you look at if you back up and you look at the whole thing from a distance, it's amazing. That's how it ended up. If you just jostle those around in a different order, the end result's going to be totally different.
Yep. Absolutely.
Fantastic. What a great game, dude. Brendan, you put some thought into that. Some of those were like, oh, it was so funny to see Chase the Heat sauce. Thank you.
Yeah. I was trying to find a picture of my bottle of the Chase the Heat one, and I had already left the house and didn't take a picture of one. But so we just rolled with the Scorpion.
I still have the first bottle we ever rolled off, signed by Foy and me. It's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Old bottle.
That is very
awesome.
Same
size bottle as Sam's house uses. The same size. It's called a Boston Round. Is the name of that bottle.
Mine's empty, but it's emptied, cleaned out, but it has, obviously you had signed it, so it's sitting on the shelf. So not one to like to keep an empty bottle, but it was fitting. So I had to try the sauce, of course. All right. Here we go. Moment of truth. We have Swampadelic versus First Blood.
Yeah, I can't keep both of them. I have to narrow it down to one.
Yeah. This is where it's like a flip of a coin.
No, man, I'm going to go with Swampadelic. I have to. It's like, you know what? It's like first girlfriend. I've been with her for a long time.
Yep.
She treats me well. I know how she's going to act. We're good.
Yep. You you leave with the girl that you came with, right? So
With your date. Do you want to know something funny? When I got divorced from my ex-wife, and that's the most. I don't call my kid's mom my ex. She's my kid's mom. But my ex-wife, the one I was married to when I started the channel, when I left, the only thing she took my Swampadelic shirt. I can't tell you how mad that made me. Like, I remember calling her. I said, I want my shirt back. She goes, what shirt? You sound like a 14-year-old. I said, I want my Swampadelic shirt. I gave you everything. Everything's yours. You got everything. I want my shirt back. She told me she couldn't find it, didn't have it. I know that she was there. Here's the thing. It's not like she's going to ever wear it. This was just her saying, no, I'm not going to get your shirt.
yeah,
She's not going to wear it. She threw it out, I'm sure. But that bugged me. That bothered me for a couple of years.
yep. That it's a great quality shirt. It's nice presentation. Love it. I got, I think
It's a conversation starter.
Oh yeah. I think I honestly, I was thinking through all the different shirts. I think I own all of them that are offered. So, and I go through them each week. I'll wear at least 2 or 3 a week. So
I could open like a hot sauce T-shirt museum. Here's a problem. I got to get my act together. I wear like 20 different shirts. I bet I have 200, but I got to start wearing one in every single video. I got to start doing that and just rotate it. I don't, and I need to. I have like boxes of shirts. It's incredible.
yeah, no, it's definitely fun getting that and having the the chili head swag, if you will. So no, it's been a great game of Sauce Gauntlet. So what we'll do here is give you a chance to plug away what you want to plug away. Tell the listeners where they can find you, how they can find you.
You're too kind, Brandon. You know what? Chase the Heat is the channel. I'm not on Facebook anymore, really. A little too cesspool-y for me. I'm on Instagram still. Check me out at Superhots, the spicy world of pepper people. There'll be some commercials coming out soon and a book deal. The book will probably, I'm not sure when it'll be done, but it's coming soon. And what else? Oh, the spinoff, the second spinoff. The spinoff is, did I tell you about that, Brandon, the last time we talked?
No.
Last time we spoke, we got on the phone. I gave you a bunch of dirt, some inside information. I'll tell you this, it'll blow your doors off.
Okay.
But anyway, that's coming up soon. So there's a lot of really, really exciting stuff happening. You ever watch the luge in the Olympics? The guy lays down on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then it starts going. Well, that's what happened. I laid on this thing 8 years ago, and I don't know where the turns are coming. There are no brakes on this thing. So there's a lot of fun stuff. But if you want, give me a call. I'll tell you the spinoff. It'll blow your doors off, man.
All right. We'll do.
And if you ever want me back, you're like the greatest show to do. I love doing this show. I do.
Appreciate
so if you ever
it.
want me back, just ask.
Hey.
And everybody who took the time out of your day to watch this, thank you. I'm sorry it got dark on us here, but thank you so much for watching. Brandon, you are ever the gentleman.
Thank you. Hey, the only last thing is you can have another nomination if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Who I want to nominate this time? Yeah, I definitely do. Tom Broom.
All right.
Listen, absolutely Tom Broom, because he'll be a very eclectic, fun, incredible interview. He's such a mind. Got to go after Broom next.
Okay, definitely will. Always love having growers on and being able to showcase growers as well. And I know he is, a master at his craft. So we'll be reaching out to him. I don't know if I saw him watching or not tonight, but if not, I'll be reaching out to you, Tom, and we'll be setting up a time to have you on the show. But thank you again, Johnny. This is awesome having you on here. Look forward to having you on here very soon again and diving in further. So,
bless you, dude. Have a great week.
Thanks, you too.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. Hey. I'm so thankful for everyone that's been active in the chat, having fun, kicking things off, and keeping the show going. This has been a phenomenal time having Johnny back on, diving a little bit deeper. Also, being able to dive into and give the official swear word rating to tonight's sauces, from Homestead Hot Sauce. We had the Santa Fe Grande and the Inferno. Definitely check them out. We'll have the links down below to where you can pick that up. Once again, if you're on Instagram and you want to check it out, take a look at the last post. I already have both of those sauces tagged there. So, with that being said, hey, Podvision.io, Couldn't do this without them. Definitely check them out if you're looking to grow a brand, start a brand, get your brand going. You don't know what you're doing, but you've fallen off, but you need to figure out how to get back on. Highly recommend checking out podvision.io for all your needs there. Hey, this has been episode 23, and I'm Brandon Swear. This has been the Swear Word, and this is where you can find everything from the world of hot. See ya.